Hello and welcome viewers to my first game preview. This video will take a look at Dimension Drive, a game that is currently in open beta and that the developers Too Awesome Studio asked me to check out. The full game is set to release for PC, Mac, Linux, and PS Vita sometime around 4th quarter 2014 or 1st quarter 2015. Dimension Drive is a vertical shooter that wants to give a unique game mechanic to the genre, and that game mechanic is within the title. The Dimension Drive is a device on your ship that allows you to travel between two different dimensions, as shown on the left and right side of the screen. The idea is that when you're in one dimension shooting at an enemy, your weapon's energy is going down, but as you kill the enemies, energy is being restored to your ship in the other dimension. This makes it so the player has to use the Dimension Drive to keep on going, forcing the player not to stay in one dimension for too long. The Dimension Drive will help you out of tough spots if and when you're trapped by the enemy. While there is some charging in between warps, it doesn't take too long to get you out of harm's way. You will have to pay attention to the purple dot in the other dimension before warping, or things might not go to plan. The purple dot is where your ship will warp when the drive is used. If you use it and you didn't check if the area was clear, you will be treated to a quick death or some damage, depending on what type of difficulty you chose. There are two difficulty modes. Arcade is the classic style, one hit and you're dead, with a few lives backing you up, and Modern adds a shield to the ship, allowing you to take a few extra hits before death, and warping you automatically to another dimension when energy is low. This game allows you to play with a keyboard or a controller, and both work well for movement, though I prefer the keyboard for a more focused feeling. The reason why Dimension Drive is set up as a dual-screen game is because they wanted to get rid of the black bars that were in most vertical shooters. They wanted to take full advantage of the screen. In the open beta, they show off the mechanics of the first level, allowing you to fight against several enemy types with your standard weapons. But when you collect a yellow power-up, it changes your gun's fire spread, but the power-up will disappear if you die. There's also a blue power-up, which will recharge your shields a little in modern mode, and I think it'll give you one extra hit in arcade. At the end, there's a boss that seems a little too quickly defeated, and it ends with a score allowing you to start again or quit. On the second level, they show off what else the warp is going to be useful for: dodging environmental hazards. This level perfectly illustrates what I hope the rest of the game will be like. Not only having to deal with enemies, but also having to think quick so you don't warp inside an asteroid and explode. Unfortunately, the level ends with just a few regular enemies, and then emptiness for a while before ending. But I guess getting through the asteroid field was enough of a challenge. When the game gets released, the developers say that there will be a two-player mode, which I can only assume would be an interesting idea, having each player in different dimensions trying to rack up points or join the same dimension to take out heavier enemies. But as I stated, this is just an assumption since there's no footage of two-player mode at the moment. The graphics for this game have improved greatly from the 0.4.3 version. The lighting effects just make the game shine, especially with the light of your ship and the gunfire glowing off the asteroids in level 2. The music and the sound effects are good. The only slightly cheesy thing is the voiceover. It's not a bad thing, I just had to mention it. The only disappointing thing about the beta in terms of sound is that there wasn't a boss theme when the boss showed up, and the explosion sound wasn't too different from many other explosions when it died. Maybe multiple explosions would help to improve this. Dimension Drive is a shooter with a neat concept. Dimensional shifting is cool, and if there were more reasons to warp like level 1's boss showed with screen wipes and level 2's asteroids, it would take advantage of its main mechanic. Environmental hazards, laser fire, types of explosions, and more would help to enforce this idea of warping. The visuals have come a long way from where they were in version 0.4.3, and I couldn't be happier, since the complaints I would have now been fixed in this newer version. Since this is the beta, I can't wait to see how much more they can improve with more features that take advantage of the dimensional shifting, and to see how two-player mode works out. When the game comes out, I will do a follow-up review to see how far the game has gone from the current state. The open beta is currently available for Windows, Mac, and Linux. Links will be in the description. Thanks for watching. Any feedback on this video or any of my other videos would be appreciated. If you want to get in contact with me, message me on YouTube or Twitter. And if you want to see any of my previous work or my last reviews, click the links provided.